Hello again, everybody. This is Comic Book Hangover with another round of new books that I've picked up this week, including one back issue that I picked up from my LCS this week. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about some of the books that I picked up last week. No particular order, as always. We're going to start with, hey, how about DCeased Dead Planet number 7, wrapping up the second miniseries of the DCeased series. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be the last of it or not. I mean, if it is the last of it, okay, if it is the last that we ever see for DCeased, it's actually a good place to end. It's got a good solid ending. Everything has been taken care of. We've got Trigon defeated. We got Constantine, however you want to pronounce it. I mean, he's no longer with us, but he kind of still is because, you know, comic books. And we've got the DCeased, the anti-life zombies or whatever you want to call them. They're basically cured. Now, they could do some more with this story. I think if they were to do something where, you know, maybe not everybody got cured, or the cure mutated the anti-life equation a little bit and made something even worse, they could do something more with it. But as it is, this was a great wrap-up to the story. Great wrap-up to the entire, you know, DCeased franchise. If they decide to leave it here, I'd be totally happy with it. But, and also, you know, another nice Matina cover. I love these covers. They're amazing. And kind of sticking with the horror theme of things, we got Power Rangers number 3. This is probably the closest to a horror comic that we'll ever get for the Power Rangers. If they could do more than this, that would be great. So we've gotten introduced in issue 2 of this series to this species called the Horrid. They are, for lack of a more descriptive term, they're space vampires. And the Omega Rangers, Jack, Trini, and Jason, have been captured, or, you know, they're having to fight them off. And in this issue here, you've got the Power Rangers basically prisoners on their own ship, trying to keep alive and trying to keep one step ahead of these things while trying to figure out how to get these things off their ship and get the hell out of where they're at. So it's really dark for our Power Ranger story. It's darker than what we're used to. We've got you know, Power Rangers that are actually in fear for their life, because if these things get them, they're dead, they're done. We do get the origin of the Horrid, which is really, I'm not going to get into the details here, but very interesting origin for the Horrid. I really liked it, and I do hope that we see more of these characters and more characters like this. So this Power Rangers taking place in outer space and focusing on the Omega Rangers, I think, is actually a good idea, because we're able to expand the Power Rangers universe and the Power Rangers mythology a little bit more beyond, you know, Rita and Zed and the Machine Empire and whatever came after that, because I stopped watching it. So, but a great series. It's very different than Mighty Morphin. Like, Mighty Morphin's on Earth, and, you know, they're fighting Zed. It's kind of status quo type thing, but you get into Power Rangers and it's the other side of the universe, and this issue here really shows that they're really doing a lot of experimenting with Power Rangers and taking us into different realms of the Power Rangers universe, and I, for one, really enjoy it. Last up from last week, Stillwater, issue number 5. We've got a big conflict coming up in this book. So we've got the citizens of Stillwater who have been told that they have to basically exist in a different world than the rest of the world, because if people found out that within the town of Stillwater they would heal, they wouldn't age, and all that sort of stuff, that, you know, the government and people would just flood the place and they might lose the gift that they have. But there are people who are tired of hiding from the world. They're tired of not seeing their friends and not seeing their family, most importantly, and they want to be able to go out into the world again. But the judge, who is I think he was appointed, but then he just kind of, the power got away with him, and he is just power mad, power hungry, and he's not having any of it. So we've got a bit of a power struggle coming here, and it's going to be interesting because in Stillwater nobody can die, and if you get shot, if you get burned or whatever, you heal over time. So it's going to be interesting to see how this continues, especially with this new conflict going. So those were the 3 books that I got last week that I felt were worth talking about. Of course, just about every other book that I got last week were you know, variants and you know, whatever. So moving on to what I grabbed this week. And again, in no particular order, we have Something is Killing the Children, one of my favorite books of recent years, issue 14. And I love that cover. That is a great cover. Batman Adventures number 8, wrapping up the miniseries that continues Batman the Animated Series. From Scout Comics, It Eats What Feeds It, issue 2. This is the first print. I got the second print, I think. And now I finally got the first print. I really like this cover. The first of 2 variant covers that I have, Batman the Adventures Continue number 8. I grabbed that variant cover because it's got Batgirl on the cover and a really nice Joker in the background there. And a really ticked off looking Batman as well. But that's pretty cool. And the last variant, also winding up all of the Ghost Rider Return of Vengeance covers that I have. Last, certainly not least, but clearly this is going to be my favorite one of them all. This is the Ron Garney Vengeance variant. And this takes me back when Ron Garney was drawing Ghost Rider back in the 90s and Vengeance looked like Vengeance. This is what I like. This is the one I've been waiting for. And it took a minute to get it, but I finally got it. It's in my collection and I'm very happy. And wrapping it up this week, the one back issue that I had. I was just on a whim, just flipping through the back issues at my LCS and came across this. DC Comics presents number 52, Superman and the New Doom Patrol. Nice cover there. I think that's Negative Woman, I think. But the main reason why I picked this up, first appearance of Ambush Bug. Character that probably nobody knows about, character that probably nobody gives a rat's tail end about, but I like him, and I'm happy to have the first appearance of Ambush Bug. That is awesome for me. Now, if I could just get the first appearance of Forbish Man, I think I'll have what I need to sustain me for a little while before I look for another obscure character that nobody gives a rat's tail end about. Somebody else like that to look for. But that's it. That's what I got. So I'm a little rushed for time, so I'm kind of speeding through this. And I really didn't have a whole lot to talk about this week, which is kind of unfortunate. So again, as I was saying before I interrupted myself, that's it. That's what I got this week. That's what I wanted to talk about from last week. So I hope everybody enjoyed what I shared with you this week. If you did, give me a like, comment down below, let me know about what books you picked up and what you enjoyed reading and what you're looking forward to. Of course, I'm not getting into any of that future state nonsense over at DC. It's too much, and I really don't have much interest in it. Marvel has a Heroes Reborn thing coming up. Depending on what that is and how big it is, I'm on the fence with it right now. If it's alternate reality, sort of like Heroes Reborn, the original Heroes Reborn post Onslaught, I'll be more willing to check it out. But if we're doing another one of these reboots and resetting the continuity of Marvel, I'm not going to have anything to do with it. But it looks interesting. We've got a Juggernaut Dune amalgamation and some other stuff there. But if you're interested in that, if you want to talk about that, comments down below. So like, subscribe. Hit that that subscribe button and do all that fun stuff. You know what to do. If you like what I'm doing, you know what to do. I say it every week. So that's it. That's what I got. Thanks everybody for watching. Again, thank you for your continued support. I got 1 or 2 new subscribers over the past week. Thank you very much for jumping on board. And if you'd like me to expand this a little bit, like I said, I'm thinking about doing some stuff for the books in my collection, maybe adding on favorite covers or favorite storylines or something like that. So let me know what you like to see, and I'll see if I can work that into something I can do here on my my channel. So other than that, thanks for watching. Everybody have a great weekend. Be safe. Be be aware of everything going on, because there's some crazy stuff and some crazy people out there. But if you're safe and you keep a good head on your shoulders, you'll be all right. And we'll be back next week with another round of really cool comic books, because that's all we're getting right now, right? Have a good weekend.